Hey everybody, and welcome to SED 104. My name is Laura Clark and I'll be your professor in this class. I'm looking forward to working with you. So in SED 104, this is an introduction to special education, and in this course you're going to learn all about students with exceptionalities. So I wanted to, in this very first week, kind of walk you through what we have in Blackboard. If you have any questions, please ask them here in this questions check here discussion board. But let's start with the announcements. Each week or several times a week I'll post an announcement to let you know what's going on in this module. So you'll want to check the announcement several times a week to make sure that you're up to date and know what's going on in the course. The very next place you need to go is the course syllabus. So when you click on the course syllabus, you're going to see that I've updated it already, even though we're only on the second day of the course. And anytime I see something that needs to be changed, I will update this section and I'll make a note. So you'll see right here there's an update notice already that says I've updated the syllabus in the course calendar today so that they have the correct info on the textbook. Here's a picture of our textbook, and you can order that through the EKU bookstore. In addition, I updated some of the assignments in the course calendar and on the evaluation methods in the syllabus. So you'll want to make sure that you download both the syllabus and the course schedule so that you know everything that's going on in the course. We'll come back to this section, but we're going to go ahead and walk through the rest of the things that you can find in Blackboard. Under the How-To link, I'm going to close out this update. You're going to notice that there are some videos that you can access, including how to upload an assignment to Blackboard, how to see instructor feedback in Blackboard, how to find peer-reviewed articles, any information that you would need that you might have questions about. These videos were done by a colleague, by Dr. Columbia Emberry, and she's got great information there, so all those videos are available for you. If you have any questions about the course in general, about the modules themselves as you get into maybe Module 2, you're not sure about an assignment and you want to ask a question, please ask it here. When you click on this General Course Questions, you'll see a button right here that says, on yours it will say subscribe. Since I've already subscribed, mine now says unsubscribe. You'll notice there's already a question from Nancy that's ready to be answered. So anytime that you see a question, if you subscribe, they'll come to your email. I'm expecting you to support each other and answer each other's questions so that we have answers as quickly as possible. I also will answer questions when they arise as quickly as I can get to them. Note that on the weekend, you've seen probably, if you've gone through the introductory module, a picture of my 4 great, fantastic kids. On the weekends, I spend a lot of time with my family, so my responses on Monday through Friday are really quick. My responses on the weekend usually will wait until Monday, so try and plan your questioning accordingly to need an answer. If you have a question, you're going to click on this Create Thread button right here, and it will lead you to a blank question, and you will type the subject of your question. If it's Module 2 assignment, you type that in there and then type your question. Next, you will see that there's a button under the Classroom section that has modules, and you'll notice that all the modules for the entire course are already here as I'm scrolling through all the way up to Module 8, which is our final module. The assignment dates are due here, and those match the ones that are in the course schedule that are found in that first link under Course Syllabus that we looked at. And let's just take a quick look at the Introductory Module to let you know what's here and kind of walk you through that. Under that Introductory Module, you'll always, or under any module, you'll see a section that says Things to Do in this module. In this module, you're going to get to meet me here in my family. You'll find the policies related to the course and then information about EKU resources. This introductory module assignments is going to be where you click to find that you need to take a quiz on the syllabus, and you need to introduce yourself in discussion board, which will link you to your small group. I've assigned everybody to a small group, and when you click on the small group discussion boards, you'll notice that there are 5 discussion boards, and if you click on each one, I'll click on A, it lists the people that are in the module. So you'll need to click through the modules until you find yourself. If you added the course after Sunday, then you are not listed here yet, so please email me and let me know if you're not listed, and I will continue to add people as we go. So back to the module. You'll be doing, in the introductory module, you'll notice we're doing a syllabus quiz. You will also be doing the introductory board. There's also some information about netiquette, which is extremely important for you to answer. Any questions that you have about the course, again, should be asked in that questions check here board. All right, so we're going to head back here. After the modules link, there's one for whole class discussions. So our introductions are happening here. Any general questions, there's a link here and also right in that discussion boards. And then there are some information about some small group projects that are happening later in the course. I will talk with you about those later. This course was designed to be taught either in an 8-week or a 16-week section, which is why there are 8 modules. Our course runs the entire 16 weeks, so it pretty much works out that every 2 weeks you'll be completing a module, and that's divided out. So when looking at how that's divided out, I'm going to go back here to this course schedule and calendar button and click on the course schedule. And when you open that up, if you printed out an earlier version, you'll want to make sure you print this newer version. You'll note that I've color coded so it's a little easier to see when the modules are happening. So this week we're doing the introductory module. We've looked at that briefly together. And then in the next 2 weeks, you'll be doing module 1. So in week 2 of the semester, you'll be looking at chapter 1, completing this confidentiality training and reading an article called The Case Against Special Needs. And then you'll also be starting your first small group discussion board. You'll be creating an initial post. And then within this module on the next week, which is week 3 of the semester, you'll be following up to responses to that small group discussion board. You'll be responding to peers. You'll also be completing a quiz from chapter 1 and chapter 2, which you're reading in module 1, and you're working on an IRIS module. That's a fantastic source of information. So each module usually encompasses 2 weeks. So you'll see module 2 is in weeks 4 and 5 and so on down. I've got them all highlighted. Your assignments are highlighted in red, and any tests, the 3 semester exams and the final exam are highlighted in blue to point those out to you. You'll note that the chapters are always listed, so you'll see what chapters you're learning about, and any additional information that you need is listed in the course schedule. If you have any questions after you review that, please let me know. And you'll also see the course syllabus. So we're going to take a quick look at the syllabus together. And note that, again, I'm your instructor, Dr. Clark. I have an office in Wallace, and the easiest way to contact me to make an appointment is to send me an email. A lot of times during my office hours, other students are here meeting with me, or I get called to a meeting, so I would never want you to come and me not be available. So please send me an email, and I'm happy to make an appointment. If you are off campus this semester and you would rather do a face-to-face meeting, we can have a Skype meeting or meet in some other virtual community, or we can talk on the phone, go old school. So give me an email and tell me some times that would work for you, and we'll set up a way to talk. We've discussed already this course talks about special education and disability categories, and the textbook is highlighted for you. The Hallahan, Kaufman, and Pullen textbook about exceptional learners is a fantastic resource. I hope you plan to hang on to that and keep it in your teaching library, because it really does provide some good information about students with disabilities. I'm going to skip down the student learning outcomes, because the ultimate goal in this course is for you to be able to understand, think critically, and plan instruction for students with disabilities after you recognize the categories and the specific domains in which each disability category falls. In this course, in addition to professional participation, which will be counted by your assignments being on time and professionally completed each week, there will be the 3 exams we discussed and a final exam. There are also 14 quizzes that are over most of the chapters that we're reading in the textbook. You'll have 2 smaller quizzes, on the syllabus and confidentiality. Excuse the darkness all of a sudden, my light goes off sometimes. This course requires us to do 2 field observations, and I will be talking more about those in an upcoming video, but go ahead and read the assignment descriptions. The field experience observations have you going not to a classroom to observe, but rather finding a unique opportunity that might be Special Olympics or some kind of community outreach in which children with disabilities participate. So if you have trouble finding a Special Olympics event in your community, look for some other resources that are listed in Blackboard, and if you have trouble with that, you let me know. where you live and what kind of things are available in your community, and we can brainstorm that. You'll want to go ahead and plan those sooner than later. Therapeutic horseback riding is an option, but you'll want to make sure you can schedule your schedule around when those events happen so that you can participate. We're going to do a media review and what's called an etiology project, which is basically looking at a disability category and what's encompassed there. That etiology project is done in your small group, and so you'll want to plan and work ahead, read about how you need to set that up. Discussion boards, because this is an online class, are our way to have good conversation with each other. They're done in writing instead of face-to-face as we would in a class, but the same components are required in that you say something first in an initial post, and then that your peers will say things and you will respond to what they have to say. So each discussion board in your small group requires that you create an initial post and then read your peers' comments and respond to at least 2 of your peers. As with any great professional community, the more peers you respond to, the more engaged you will feel, the more you will learn, and the more connected you will feel to your peers. So I encourage you to respond to more than 2, but 2 for sure is a requirement. There's also a final exam in the course, and as we continue our learning together, other assignments might pop up, and I will give you plenty of notice and information about those. But just know that there might be some more assignments as we go that are smaller, but that will really help facilitate your learning. Sorry, I flipped right past it. So the grading scale is the university grading scale for undergraduates, and I anticipate that you will all do your very best work and strive for an A. Note that incomplete grades in this course have to be negotiated and only are going to be given in the case of an extreme emergency that has been documented in writing. If for some reason an emergency arises, you want to make sure that you have written documentation such as a doctor's note, an emergency room note, to let me know what has happened, and we can discuss anything that needs to come from there. You can see all the other policies, including the attendance policy, which says you have to attend class in an online class. That means that you've engaged in discussion board and completed assignments. And you'll see that your student responsibilities are here. Later in this week or the beginning of next week, I will do a mini lecture or post a lecture on People First language, but know that this is key in all of our professional language. We don't talk at any time about the disabled student, the wheelchair-bound student, anything that would evoke pity. We also don't want to talk about students who are autistic or diabetic. We're going to say a student with or a student who has. We don't want to say a student is or the students are disabled, but we want to talk about that as being a piece of who they are, not the entirety of who they are. We definitely are going to avoid any kind of language that is discriminatory, such as the word retarded. We always want to talk about students in positive language. If you're not sure how to say something using People First language, please post it to the general questions and comments board, and we will all engage in some good conversation about the best ways to communicate. If you're a student who needs support yourself, please contact the Office of Services for Individuals with Disabilities, and they will provide you with the help and documentation you need. Make sure that any email that you would like a response to comes by official EKU communication. I can't respond to any emails that are from Yahoo or Gmail. They have to come from your EKU account in order for me to communicate with you about your course. And in an email, I'm expecting professional communication, so there's some information about what that looks like. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Please make sure you read through the entire syllabus, the course requirements, that we use APA style, that everything you do be done in Microsoft Word or the required format that I give you. If you do things in some formats, I'm not able to read them, and those assignments will be counted as late with points deducted. Make sure that you're giving adequate and appropriate credit for any work that you see. You'll notice the section on academic honesty. There's also more information about plagiarism on Blackboard. You want to make sure that your professional integrity is maintained at all times, and that means giving credit to the textbook, to web resources, wherever you're finding information about the course. I'm really looking forward to learning with you this semester. Please let me know if you have any questions. We'll talk more later on in the week, and I'll be posting videos to keep you updated as we go through the course. We will talk more in detail about the specific assignment descriptions as we get closer, so that you're not trying to maintain all that information in your head at one time. But know that the syllabus is the first place to always check for information about the course. All right, I think we have covered as much as we can for our introductory video. It's great talking to you.